In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I'm sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong.
Hi, y'all. I'm not sure if the music finished playing or did I do something wrong. How are you all doing? It's one of the favorite things I love to do is say, how are you all doing? I always like to give back, even though something might be going on in my life. I like to give you grace first, but I do want to make sure that this is going live. Sorry, guys. Good. It actually is going live, so that's good. Um, what am I going to talk about today on Tracey on Strand? Well, I am processing getting over someone that I only had been seeing for. Let's see, I feel like March was more aggressive. March, April, May, June. I wish I could say it was 3 months, but I think it might have been 4 months or 4.5 months. I'm trying not to stretch this. I would be more proud of myself if I ended this when I could have in 3 months, in 3 weeks. What I do want to tell you guys is that excuse me, what the hell did that come from? I'm in Atlanta and I am taking this time to recoup. There's no one here. I am babysitting my first daughter-in-law, Ezra's mother, babies, her and her partner. They have three animals. When I left in January, they had two animals. But then there's this cute little munchkin of a cat. Let's call the cat Exhibit One. I should take a picture of him. He's so cute. His name is Ash. He looks like the color ash gray, but his name is Ash. And his, are you a girl or boy? How I'm thinking about it. Ash, because Ash is like ambiguous. You can be girl or boy. Ash, and the middle name is Lee. So they thought that was funny. And I was like, okay. But he really looks like Ash Gray. He's so cute with his gray eyes. And then there is Bodie. And Bodie is a dog that kind of reminds me of my dog Bones or Cash. Most of you might remember Cash more. I don't think Bones got too much YouTube time. And Bodie's an older dog with older mannerism and walks a little slow, but hears perfectly well. But you could tell, like, maybe he's going a little blind. And then there's Princess. I adore Princess. Princess is all black with green eyes. She literally looks like the witch and the cat in any Hollywood Halloween advertisements, right? Love this cat. She even arches her back like a witchy poo cat. Love the cat. Love the witchy poo of this cat. So I am in Atlanta messing up my daughter-in-law's house because I am. Oh, let me see something. I was supposed to eat something. That's the other thing that's been happening lately. I eat to comfort, and in the process of trying to get rid of this, I never heat it up. What happened? And trying to get rid of this guy, I've been eating too much. So I'm a little thicker than normal. Let's see if I can get this to start. Damn it. Start. Oh, I might have put it at the wrong thing. All right, I really don't care. So I want to say, where do I begin? So I work for someone that knows a lot of people. And I told him the other day, I was like, you only know a bunch of bums. And he started cracking up laughing. He's very sophisticated, very educated, got a doctorate in law. So you would think his people that he has surrounding around him, but he is older now and he has his own store and he has a lot of people that helps him with his farm and his store and blah, 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 blah. But they're all bums, all of them. But I didn't know that at first. I'm thinking if this is a sophisticated man, he's going to have the right type of people around him. But his mindset is, I need something done. I don't have time to worry about whether or not somebody's sophisticated. He never said that to me, but I feel it. I get it. And I'm not mad at him for that. I misinterpreted the people around him. And one of the people around him was this person that was interested in me. Here's what I noticed, guys. This is a new discovery for me. I don't think I've ever been interested in anybody. I think I'm like asexual or something. Not don't want sex, but literally asexual. I don't think I've ever been interested. Does anybody have that problem? I don't think I've ever been interested in someone. I think I'm on this world like a goddamn alien trying to have a human experience, but really don't want the human experience. Right? I don't know if I want to date. I don't know if I want to be bothered. I think I want to have a bunch of friends. That's what I think. I think I want to have a bunch of friends. And I feel like what I could do best is just have a bunch of friends and then have sex sometimes. But please go home in the interim. Oh, this is so pretty out here. Huh. I'm out. Oh, I see what happens out here. Okay. Sitting outside for a little bit. She's kind of, her and her partner are so damn cute. I love everything that they do. This house is so pretty. Talk about sophisticated. Oh, this house is amazing. It stays chilly even though I don't have the air on, so I find that interesting. But again, weirdo over here. I don't like air conditioning. I know that's weird, but I only put it on to cool down, not to live with, which is why I'm in the Caribbean because that suits me just fine. In any case, I was working for my boss at the farm. How did it all begin? I was working for my boss at the farm, and he thought that I was going to be like working at the farm all the time. Yeah, that never happened. But I was working at the farm picking what was I picking at the time? Doesn't really matter. I was picking something, and I really, really liked it. And I said to him, I don't mind working at the farm. What I mind is the sun. So, but then I realized later he was treating me the way he treats the boys, right? The uneducated boys, right? The bums. I didn't realize that he was taking advantage of me, but I didn't realize that, right? A lot of things I don't realize. You call me a psychic if you want. Call me like, girl, for a psychic, you didn't notice. Yeah, well, it is what it is sometimes. In any case, one of the events, he had me working at the farm. He went to pick up this guy, and we both go to the farm. And I'm there petting the cats because he's got a bunch of cats on the land. And I love cats. Oh, actually, I love animals, but I really love cats. Got one of the cats on the land. And so I finished picking and then wound up. I'm not working for the man yet, by the way. Working at the store, actually. That happened later. In any case, I'm there working with this other guy. I don't know what he was doing. I just know what I was doing. And then I went to sit down and pet the cats, and he comes over to me and he's like, would you like to go on a date with me? And when you're not a dating person, you kind of like are shocked, right? I'm not a dating person. I'm not looking for every guy. Oh, is it you? Is it you? It's just not my personality, right? So you could like me. I'll never notice it. I don't care. And so he's like, comes over to me and he's like, would you like to go on a date with me? And I just kind of looked at him and I was like, okay. I don't have a preference. I don't have a type. I don't have tall, dark, this, that. I don't care. And I was like, I haven't been on a date in a while to myself, right? And I was like, okay, I'll go on a date, right? We decide to go on a date that Sunday. And I'm talking with him, and he said to me, which, guys, it should have been a red flag from jump. He says to me, I'm going to meet you right after work. But, he lives close to work. I didn't think right after work meant literally right after work. Like, not take a shower and go home and then meet up right after. What? So I meet him, and he literally still has on his work uniform. And I'm like, wow, this is a lack of consideration and an immediate problem. But I don't say anything to him. Why? Because I don't want to embarrass him. Really? I don't want to embarrass him. So I don't say anything like, you didn't go home and shower before the date? You just came straight from work? Like, who does that? I don't say anything. I was like, you know what? I like food. I'm going to go on this date. And that's all that matters, which is probably one of my biggest problems. One of my biggest problems is that I like food, not necessarily dating, but sometimes they go hand in hand, right? And so I wind up screwing myself because I like food. All right, I'm a thick guy girl. I don't care what anybody says. Somebody better feed my ass. And so I don't mention it. And he's like, where do you want to go? And I was like, well, I'm in the mood for pizza. And right where my boss's shop is that I have not started working at, not even thinking I was going to be working there, to be honest with you. And he goes, all right, let's go to pizza. And we go to pizza. And there's something I learned later. I didn't understand it on the first date. But he starts to what I felt was arguing. But I wasn't arguing back, so I don't know what his aggressive mannerism on the first date is. Now, remember, he didn't bathe. And two, he keeps talking about spirituality and how no one believes in the spirituality and what this means and that means. And he didn't know I was a psychic. And so I kept saying, no, you're right. You're right. You're right about everything. You're so right. I get it. And he, instead of hearing that I respected what he was saying about the spiritual world, he found himself arguing more. And and I kept saying, you keep like pointing things out, but are you talking to me? Are you talking at me? You're not hearing that I understand what you are saying. And then I thought, okay, let me just tell him I'm a psychic. Maybe that'll calm him down. And maybe he will see that he doesn't have to educate me so aggressively. And the word aggressively is going to come up a lot because I don't have a better word than aggressively or aggressive. And so I tell him that I'm a psychic. And it fazed him none. And then we talked, we were not talking. He talked about crystals and the meaning of crystals. And I was like, oh my God, I love that you understand crystals. But in my mind, I think I was turning it into something else. I don't find men that understand the spiritual world, right? Seriously, I know I'm from a different pot in heaven, and my pot of men are dispersed. They're not clustered. And I know why God did that because we have to get the word out in a group. We have to get the word out to a group of people, not necessarily with each other. Because if we say, it's almost like the Battle of the Tower, the Tower of Babel. Because if you stay together, you'll create a bunch of monsters, which I've noticed in spiritual groups. There's such an ego-driven space, spiritual groups, that you actually create a bunch of monsters. So God put all his, this is the way I see it, just go with me, all of his spiritual people and spread them out. And so for years, it wasn't so easy to find one another. All right. And thank God for TikTok. Thank God for IG. We have found a better place to be together without the ego. So someone can post about something and you could resonate with your soul about it. And moving forward, you're not in a specific group where people try to outdo one another because everyone thinks they know something about spirituality. And none of us do. No matter how you slice it, we are all learning in this big, vast world. So at some point, I figured, okay, let me just tell him that I'm psychic, so maybe he can just calm down a little bit. It's nice that I found someone that maybe I could talk to, right? Especially men. Men are what to me the worst in spirituality. They always think you're out to like psychic analyze them. They have fear because every man has something that they believe a woman has done to them. Oh, you do it. Oh, I'm a psychic. Oh, you do witchcraft. No. Well, no. Well, yeah, but not on you. And why is that your first thought? Like you're weird to me. Then I realized they're not being weird. This is very, very normal for men because, sorry, men, y'all are always doing some dumb shit out there, right? So the fear of knowing that you're cheating and knowing that I'm a psychic is the one thing they cannot handle. So, but if you found a spiritual man, the spiritual man is not going to cheat. They're going to figure out that they're here for a bigger, higher purpose, and cheating or having random sex with random people is not the game plan. Like you feel things different. And by the way, when you have sex with someone, you can literally like they put this in an ad years ago. You're having sex with everyone that they've ever had sex with. When you're psychic, you feel that shit. You feel that shit. You're like, this man has had a lot of sex with a lot of people. That's going to be for another episode because that's exactly what I found out. I eventually called him community dick to his face. I'm like, you're community dick. Like, I don't want that around me. Any case, we'll save that for another episode. So I'm thinking to myself, I was like, I don't even know how I psyched myself out. I'm thinking to myself, he's a spiritual guy. He's kind of raw with it. I think that given some time, he could understand that I'm equally as spiritual and he doesn't have to fight so hard to tell his side of the story. Like he doesn't seem to understand that you could be a part of a bigger picture and that other people could be around you. And how much fun would that be to share spiritual experiences with um, someone who's compatible with you? Like months later, he said to me, Tracy, I had an out of body experience. And I was like, wow, tell me about it. And so he goes to tell me about it. And I think it involved me actually. And I was like, I was like, why did you have that kind of experience? I said, I've had out of body experiences, but I had to put it down. I had to stop it. And he was like, why? And I was like, well, there's a point in your out of body experience when you have to get back in your body. Sometimes your body doesn't allow you to get back in. And so you're fighting to get back in your body and you're panicking because your body could tell you want to receive the soul back in and the soul wants to get in, but there's something that blocks it. And I said, I had my most recent experience. My soul actually couldn't get in. And I remember panicking. I remember that feeling. And so when it finally got back in, I said, I'm never doing this again. I'm never having another out of body experience. Like, I want to make sure that I control this. And so, and I bring up another thing like the Annabelle doll, and don't mind me if I go all over the place, guys. Sometimes this is what I do inside my head. You guys are actually getting how I talk inside my head. But I bring up the Annabelle doll, and I believe that there absolutely is a soul trapped in that doll. Personally, I think Lorraine and Warren are evil people. I think they had a way of bringing the soul out of a body and placing it in the soul of the doll. This is my belief system. I don't have any proof. It's just what I'm going on psychically. I think they're actually evil people. Um, and I think they made a mistake with Annabelle, and that's how she knew that Annabelle needed to get contained, because if the soul got out, there would be a problem. So sometimes when you have an out of body experience and the soul cannot get back in, one, the temple dies because you need the soul, but the soul might have to go someplace else. Don't panic, guys. I know I'm saying a lot, which is why I said it would be comforting to have a man in my life that we could discuss these things with, right? And so I psyched myself out to believe that that was something that could possibly be with him, although he was so raw, right? And I say that to say because he's Caribbean, and the Caribbean does not invest in spirituality. They invest in colonization, religion, but not spirituality. So they're way behind the eight ball in any belief system, including having an out of body experience. So I just figured he could benefit from our relationship. And I thought I could benefit from his relationship because he's a guy. Most people in this world are females. Most of them are females. So I just like, oh, this random dude that has his core belief. He's kind of raw at it. He's reading all these books to solidify why he's getting all these thoughts, blah, blah. This would be refreshing. So I at some point I realized he's not getting it. This date needs to end. Fuck him. Fuck everybody that he knows. Like, once I get mad, I'm mad. And so I said, look at you. I said, look at your surroundings. Who around here is arguing with their partner? And he kept saying, I not argue. I not argue. No, 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 no. No, no, no. This is arguing. I said, the difference is that I am not arguing back, but you are arguing. And at some point, I was like, you know what? Let me go. Let me go. Gotta go. Let me go home. But I had to stop to get some food for my neighbor. So I picked up the food for my neighbor, and then he changed immediately. He's like, I'm so sorry. I realize my behavior, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, but I really don't care. I'm not like trying to date this guy. I was like, yeah. And he's like, I hope you can forgive me. And I was like, yeah, I could forgive you. Yeah, it doesn't matter to me. I don't see you as a bad person. I just don't understand why you couldn't enjoy a moment of eating pizza with somebody. And pizza's my favorite food, but I have to tell you, right after that, it took me forever to go back to that pizza place. Forever. And when I did again, months later, must have been a year and a half later, that nigga did the same thing. So I was like, is it the pizza spot or what? Any case, now it's all making sense. So many things are making sense now. Mm. I don't see this guy, excuse me, for about a good year. Maybe I saw him in passing. I don't remember. So forgive me if I have a recall memory and I did see him, but technically I don't see him. He's not dateable. I get it. End of story. And I'm working at the store um, officially. And he used to work for my boss, but something happened. And that's how I wound up not seeing him. And then Then I went to go see my sister this time last year. And he called me and he just starts talking. And again, just remember the mentality from me, not from him, my mentality. I now have an opportunity to just talk to someone. And so we started talking while I was on vacation, which for me is always safe to do something like that as opposed to talking on the same island. So, and we committed to catching up when I got off the island, but when I got back from California on the island, and then I decided he was still talking spirituality. We were keeping up, and I was like, "Would you like to join my class that I have with Jason? We're doing a 6 month mentoring class because I just want you to see that you're not alone in this world. That there are people out here that have these core beliefs, and we're developing and training others, and we really want everybody's headspace to be safe. And this is a safe place to develop and learn anything and everything in spirituality instead of just being raw and learning just from books, but not having the camaraderie or having a teacher." And Jason and I are mentoring, and he joined for the whole 6 months. Once a month we would meet. He joined for the whole 6 months, never given me an indication that he continuously liked me or picked up liking me again. I just never got that impression. I was like, we had one date, it was a disaster, it's over, I'm okay with it. I can still be friends with anybody. That's the one thing. I can still be friends. I don't have time to be mad at you. I don't have time to figure out why you didn't date me well. It's okay to not get along and still continue my life, which I did. And I invited him to my class, not because I liked him, but because I really wanted him to be a part of something bigger, something spiritually sound. Like I didn't want him to be alone. But now I realized because I was nurturing him, like most women nurture their men, but oh, isn't that interesting? I was nurturing him spiritually when I just should have let his ass do whatever the fuck he wanted to do. We live and learn, child. But I know it's interesting. I'm learning through him that I did what most women do, nurture their men. Interesting. In any case, um, it was around November, and it's very important to understand. I have no physical, sexual interest in this man, none. Please remember that. So it's about November when he says that he didn't like his plays, and he kept describing what his place felt like to him. And it's nothing spiritual. There were just some real mechanical issues wrong with his apartment. And so one of my neighbors, oh, Miss Marion, you all know Miss Marion, driving me crazy, Miss Daisy, she moved. She moved in November, and somebody else was supposed to take the apartment, but they backed out. And so I said, I think there's an apartment in my complex. Do you want me to see if you could take the apartment? Which, in hindsight, now that I think about it, I should have taken that apartment. But in hindsight, now that I think about it, that apartment might need a damn exorcism because I watched Miss Marion kind of go loopy and get really, really mean. And now this person is kind of like loopy and fucking mean. Maybe it's the apartment because somebody did die in that apartment. And it was this, I told driving me crazy Miss Daisy, I said, this apartment was disgusting. I saw it. He was a hoarder from head to toe. They couldn't rent this apartment for 6 months trying to get it clean. This man had lived here for like 15 years. He was a doctor. He was giving prescriptions out of his apartment. It was weird. And he was dirty, which is a mindset, right? And he was a doctor. So I wonder if he was a bad doctor, because that apartment was disgusting. And now I'm looking at the people since he has died. Although I don't think he died in the apartment. I think he died at the hospital, which makes it safer. And in the Caribbean, we have this thing. I say we have this thing where you take their belongings and you put it outside the door because you want to shock the spirit. This is a true story. That's why I tell you, that soul that roamed, that's the Annabelle doll, right? You want to shock the spirit into understanding you no longer live here. So you put their God, you put their belongings outside and you leave it there. You don't touch it. You let the person know your belongings are outside. You can't come in. This is your belongings out here. And so they did that. They put his belongings out. I don't remember for how long, because it's not my core beliefs. I wasn't like, they stayed out for a month. I don't know. But it took about 6 months to clean up that apartment. And when they cleaned it up, the apartment is simply adorable. I mean, driving me crazy, Miss Daisy had a adorable apartment. But the only thing I did notice was the furniture. The furniture was kind of awkwardly, it was weird. In any case, and then she went loopy in that apartment within a year. And I think this one is going loopy too. In any case, I said, let me see. I knew one of my other neighbors has the same landlord. So I was like, hey, is the apartment still available? Do you think? And he goes, from what I can tell, it's still available. I says, well, I have someone that needs an apartment. Pass the number over. He calls the landlord, and bingo bango, the apartment is his. He comes into the apartment at November, December. He doesn't move in right away. I don't see him until er, ja- er, ja- end of January, early February. What I do remember is that this jackass said to me, what are you doing for Valentine's Day? No, no, no. Actually, no, no, no. He moved in. He he secured the apartment, but he didn't move in. So now that I knew he was going to be a neighbor, I said, "Hey, we're talking about something with Marvel." And I was like, "Oh well, I have Disney. I can get Marvel." I said, "I really don't understand the series." He was like, "Well, let's watch it together." I said, "Well, I have it at home." So he started coming over every weekend, but he hadn't moved in yet to watch the Marvel series. And then, because I'm not, oh, you guys are going to think I'm crazy, because I'm not interested in him, what I normally do in my complex is I walk around in booty shorts. I do it on purpose. I I have a big ass, so what can you do? And I'm not trying to hide my body shape. I don't care. Like, I'm 63. I'm lucky to have a big fat booty, and I'm gonna show it. There was a time. Why is this beeping? There was a time how I met um, Miss Miss Marion and Richard is because I was walking around in my booty shorts in front of my house. Oh, good. I need some water. Walking around in my booty shorts. Stop. And I was in front of my house, and Miss Marion lived next door to me. Basically, there was an apartment, and then Miss Marion. And I saw her and Richard, but I hadn't met Richard yet. I only knew her. And I had my back, and I'm trying to plant my garden. I guess I was bending over. Who knows? And when I turned around, they were staring, and then they both went in the apartment pretending like they weren't staring, but I saw them staring. Hilarious. But I walk around in booty shorts on purpose, right? Because I just don't care anymore. You all know about. I hope you know about the I Don't Care Club by what is her name? Let me give her credit because Ashley Judge brought brought it up and didn't mention a woman's name, and I'm not about to take credit for somebody else's invention on IG or TikTok. So let me find her name. Why is this coming up like this? Oh. The I Don't Care Club. Do you guys know about the I Don't Care Club? But now I've got to find a post. She's so amazing. Oh, here it is. Because just being Melanie, just being Melanie, Melani. And she created the I Don't Care Club. And I'm at that point. Nothing's better than being 63. I'm not 63 yet, 62. Ah, I'm going to be 63 this year. 62 and not caring. Nothing's better. Like all my life, you worry about your eyebrows, your lips, your hips, your dress, your hair color. Oh my God. And you finally get to the point where you're like, I don't care. So if I walk around in booty shorts, y'all gonna have to fix yourselves because I'm still gonna walk around in booty shorts. Let me make sure you guys can actually hear me though. Let me see something. Can you guys hear me? I see. I wasn't looking at this. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I hope you guys can hear me. System. Let me get rid of Instagram. That might be it. Oh, let me go on my iPad to make sure you guys can hear me. Well, hold on a second. If I tell you his sign, y'all gonna tell me to. Tracey, I would have told you to run. If I tell you his sign. Oh my God. Hold on a second. Let me just find out if I am. I need water. But thank you guys for listening. I feel like I'm just talking to myself. But thank you guys. Let me just go back a little. And I was like, oh, well, I have Disney. I can get more. Oh, I said, I really don't understand. The I Don't Care Club. Do you guys know about the I Don't Care Club? And now I've got to find a post. Okay. The I Don't Care Club. Okay, so at just Melanie, Melani. It's for premenopausal and postmenopausal women. And women, young girls, don't get jealous. Like, we need our space, right? Because we're at the point where we don't give a fuck. What I want you to do is follow our lead, and maybe y'all will not give a fuck earlier. So I want the 20-year-olds to stop giving a fuck as well. Oh, look at me getting aggressive all of a sudden. And then moving forward, we don't have to get to our 60s where we don't give a fuck. We can get there earlier and hopefully train men that we don't give a shit. And then we can all have better lives. Because here's what I discovered: when you don't give a shit, you're happy. You're happy. Somebody can call you out your face, call you ugly, and you'll be like, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Whatever. And you don't even want to say you don't care anymore. You just want to not care. You want to be in a position of, that's so cool that you think that. Okay. You don't want to say, I don't care. I don't care. No, because that's aggressive. And it means you really do care. But when you really, 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 really don't care, it's amazing to be in this position to not care. Anywho, young girls don't get jealous. Okay. But follow our lead and then y'all get there too. Somebody young create an I don't care club for your age bracket. Anywho. So he's coming over watching movies, and because I walk around in booty shorts in my house, I'm in booty shorts, but I'm not thinking he likes me anymore. I know I don't like him, so I'm not worried, right? And so he comes over like maybe 3 times. When he already moved in. And if he would have told me that he liked me even remotely, I would have never had this nigga move in. Never. I would have never offered. I know how to keep myself safe from diggers. And so he's already moved in, got his apartment in November, did not physically move in, I don't think until January, February. And then he goes, do you want to go out for Valentine's Day? No, he says to me, no, he says, because he knew I wasn't picking up on shit. Like, I'm clueless. Guys, I'm not having a normal human experience. So I'm clueless. So he goes, you know, I like you, right? And I was like, you do? You like me? And he goes, yeah, you didn't know that? And I was like, no, I know we went out on a date once and that didn't go so well. And I was just over it. I didn't think you were still liking me. And then he said to him, if I knew you liked me, I would have never had you in my house. If I knew you liked me, I wouldn't have had you in my house walking around in booty shorts. If I knew you liked me, you and I would have been dating. We would have been figuring this out. So I feel like he got in through the back door. Like, he got in through trickery. I did not know this man liked me. We went on a date. The date didn't go well. I don't see him for over a year. I might see him periodically at the store, but not like in a love interest kind of way. Doesn't really matter. I was like, fuck, because I knew I screwed myself. I was like, fuck, I screwed myself. And so he goes on to tell me, no, I always liked you, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, this isn't going to work out well. I swear I knew it. I knew it was not going to work out well. I knew it. I already knew it. This isn't about being psychic. This was about like everything but. Because if I'd used my psychic abilities, I would have nipped this shit at I like you. And I didn't. And so he says, a little bit of a trickery. He goes, do you want to go out on a date for Valentine's Day? Well, I was like, I haven't been out on Valentine's Day in a while. I'm saying this to myself. It would be nice to go out on Valentine's Day. That would be interesting. And so I said, yeah, I would. So we made plans to literally have a date on Valentine's Day. When that jackass says to me, hey, I think I'm going away the weekend of Valentine's Day. And I think Valentine's Day was like on a Friday. And because I wasn't interested in him, I said, oh, no problem. No problem. I think I can't say what was in his mind. This is all in hindsight. I think he wanted me to have a full on meltdown. I think he wanted me to say, oh, I picked out my dress for Valentine's Day and now you're not taking me out for Valentine's. Oh my God, everyone, I really don't care. So when he said, oh, I think I'm going away, I was like, oh, have a good trip. Now, here's the thing that I found out later. The weekend of Valentine's Day, his apartment was completely dark. And how I know this is because he literally lives next door to me. And in order to get to your car or anything, there's literally like one way to exit, and that's in front of his apartment, right? And so I was thinking the weekend of Valentine's weekend, his apartment was dark. Like I remember that specifically. So I'm thinking he's taking a vacation. And I didn't even ask who, where, what. I don't care. I don't care. I didn't see it as a romantic interest. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to go out on Valentine's Day. I didn't add with someone that I care. Like none of that dawned on me. I was like, oh, it'd be nice to have a date on Valentine's Day. I'm down. So my neighbor Richard said something to me, and he goes, "Oh, Angel was supposed to go on vacation because Richard likes to ask a lot of questions." And he goes, "He was supposed to go on vacation for Valentine's Day, but he didn't go." And Richard doesn't know anything. And I was like, "He didn't go?" He goes, "No, he didn't go." And I was like, "Oh, Spirit is letting me know something." So I don't reach out to him. I don't say anything. I wait till he shows up. He shows up like Wednesday or Thursday after Valentine's Day, acting like nothing happened, not saying anything like, oh my God, I had a great vacation. Nothing. Red flag, ladies. So then somehow or another we got into an argument and I said, you didn't even go. No, he had said, I'm going to come take you out or something like that. And then he doesn't show up. That's what it was. He doesn't show up. And then he says something else. And I said, well, I don't understand why you didn't show up. You didn't call, you didn't text. And now you're at my door, literally on the phone. He comes to my door, literally on the phone, acting like nothing happened. And I said, I find that unacceptable. So don't show up at my door after you made plans to go on a date. Don't do that. And then he had some dumb excuse. I can't remember. And then I said, well, no, 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 no. You actually did it for Valentine's Day too. I said, why didn't you tell me you didn't go anywhere for Valentine's Day? What were you doing? What were you hiding? Like, I'm so confused by that. We could have gone out for Valentine's Day if you didn't go away. Now, I'm not mad. I'm not begging. Like, at this point, I just need answers because there's a pattern developing, right? So I don't I'm so far removed from what happened on Valentine's Day that, or what he said, like I'm kind of removed from that because I didn't listen to the red flags. I did not listen to the red flags, people. My own red flags. I'm really upset with myself. But I'm also telling this story. So it's almost like I'm counseling myself by telling this story, or if I could possibly help anyone in the process of telling the story, and you've got your own stories, share them, put them in the comments. Um, yeah. Yeah. So then I decide, now I can see that there is a red flag. So I'm just going to let this go. But remember, he now lives next to me. And what you all don't know is that he works in close proximity to me too. So I stopped communicating with him, and then he starts showing up in front of my job every day. How you doing? I'm doing fine. I decided that I don't have to be mad at him. I can recognize that someone is not good for me, and I don't have to be mad. Like, I think anger, being mad at someone, I think that's a waste of energy. I'm not good for that kind of stuff. It gives you headache, it gives you stress. You think about it all the time when you maintain being mad at someone. So I just decided he is who he is, and that's okay. And I don't have to maintain being mad. Here's what I learned. Here's what I learned. This is so crazy. Be mad. Be mad at someone when they do you wrong. Let them know you are pissed immediately. It is not for them, it is for you. This is what I've learned. Because I realized by not acknowledging that something hurt my feelings, I was forgiving the other person, which is what they want. They don't want you to notice their bad behaviors. They want to do bad behaviors, and then they want you to say, it's okay, it's okay. I never said it was okay. I just thought that not maintaining anger or being mad over someone that's just a jackass, I was doing myself a service. So it almost feels like you can't win sometimes. Like if you stay mad, then you keep the memory inside. You can bust a head gasket. You can get your high blood pressure up. If you let it go, then the other person thinks, oh, she's a sucker. She let it go so fast, and I'm just going to try and get her back. And I'm just going to not be a better person because she forgave me too soon. You can't fucking win, people. You cannot win. What I decided was that I wasn't going to get mad. But what I can tell you is that these events happen so often. There were so many times when he would do something and I would be, okay, woosah. And I would go to work and he would pass by and I would have forgiveness because I didn't want to stay mad. I didn't want to stay mad. Bitches, stay mad. Let a nigga know unacceptable behaviors. All right. Oh, good. Thank you, Melissa. Melissa says she can hear me. See, so it's giving Tracey is to move soon and start a new chapter. I'm not coming back to Atlanta. I'm not coming. No, I'm not coming back to the States, and I'm not coming to Atlanta. No, I like the Caribbean. Oh my goodness, it's been years since I've seen. Well, now hearing you, I saw you last. Oh, Luna B, that was like what, 8 years ago. Come back, come back. Seashell says Virgo, Scorpio, and Gemini. Someone asked, "What's his sign?" And Seashells, it is drum roll, please. Gemini. Oh my God, that is too funny. Just turn this down. That is hilarious. And when I tell you he's a Gemini and acts very much like a Kanye West, oh my God, there's so many things that went on. Tell us what to do, like about in the Caribbean, we want to know. What do you mean, tell us what to do, like about in the Caribbean, we want to know? Let me just read everybody's comments. Yes, on YouTube, I can hear you perfectly. Thank you, C. I love that. What's that crown in number one? I love that. Juanita, hi, sweetie. I can hear you. You got a crown too, and number two. What is that? Miriam, you got another crown, crown number three. Good afternoon, Tracy in chat. Welcome. Hi, Des. How are you, sweetie? Oh, oh, they call it top fans. Oh, I'm learning something here. Sorry, what do you like about the Caribbean? Well, Caribbean is in my soul, right? I'm born one half Caribbean. My grandmama is from St. Thomas. My granddad is from St. Croix. The other side is Southern. I've never truly been attracted to the other side, but you're always attracted more to your mom's side if your mom and your mom's family raise you. So I've always just been attracted to the Caribbean. I'm surprised I didn't get there sooner. Years ago, when my son was like 7, I was trying to work in Bermuda with Continental Airlines, but I didn't get the job and I wound up in Chicago instead. Um, but I always wanted to get to the Caribbean. And so never took a visit in all these years. And the year 2021, we were still in COVID, and I took a vacation for a month. And it was at that point that I said to God, if this is a possibility, I would love to move here. So if it's possible, I'm going to look for places, make it easy. And it was no problem leaving the States. No, I don't think I left because of Trump. I left because of COVID. I couldn't see my sister. I didn't know how long it was going to last. I thought we all were going to die. And I figured I couldn't see my sister. So it's not like we could even die together. So I figured, let me leave. Let me leave. And maybe when COVID was over, I was thinking I would come back. And it turns out I go to the Caribbean and they're not experiencing the same COVID we were experiencing in California. Them people were healthy. Them people drink herbs and teas and this, that, and the third, and they did not suffer the same way. They still got people living in their 90s over there, like lots of them. There's a huge elderly population. In any case, I always wanted to go to the Caribbean, and I am a type of having no regrets person. I I I, I don't want to be in my like 80s, late 80s, and say, "Oh, I wish I would have gone to Caribbean." No, I went to the Caribbean. Next stop is Africa. That's my next stop. Like I'm getting there. By the way, guys, I visited Jerusalem, which is one of my bucket list places. And I came back with a bracelet that I absolutely love. If you look at my videos, I have the silver bracelet on all the time. Well, I decided to take it off. I decided Israel is a disgusting place. And we all have to care about others. Like we have to. We have to. We can't keep bombing Iran, Syria, Palestine. Like, so my form of defiance is, and I love this bracelet. So let me tell you, this has taken a lot for me. I got to Atlanta and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. This bracelet means nothing to me except that it's silver. So I took it off. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I think I should just throw it in the garbage. It's not anything I want to share with someone. Oh, I'm not wearing this bracelet. You take it. So I think I'm just going to bury it or throw it in the garbage. Yeah, the humanity. There's no humanity. It's so sad. Dupree wants to know, how is the quality of life? It is expensive. Food is expensive. Um, Apartments can be expensive, but there are pockets of places where you can get reasonable rent. All right. Oh, kisses back to you, Juanita. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna stop here. How long did I don't even know how long I went for, but I think I'm gonna stop. And the reason why I'm gonna stop is because I do. Oh shit. Let me see. 5:15. I thought I had a 1 o'clock. Maybe I don't. Yep, gotta go. Okay, love you guys. Take it easy. Bye. Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh my goodness, panicking. How do I stop this? Oh, now I know how to stop it. Silly me.
In the heart of the city, there's a lady so divine, with a gift so rare she can read between the lines, unlocking mysteries. She's the one we all admire. With a touch of magic, she sets our souls on fire. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. From psychic readings to rosemary oil so pure, her spirit shines bright. Of that I am sure. On TV, she graces the screen with grace. Her presence is a blessing in every time and place. Pop culture psychic, in tune with the stars. She sees beyond the veil, even beyond Mars. And when the night falls, Tracey after dark, her wisdom illuminates like a powerful spark. So if you seek guidance, look no further than her door. Tracey Brown live where wisdom does soar. Through the realms of the unseen, she'll light your way. With every word she speaks, darkness turns to day. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong. Tracey Brown live, the beacon of light, guiding us through the shadows of night. Her voice like a melody, so pure and strong. In her presence, we know we belong.